In the journey of life, we all encounter moments of uncertainty, doubt, and failure. In a world that often glorifies perfection and flawlessness, accepting our own imperfections can be a significant challenge. However, it is essential to understand that imperfection is not only a part of the human experience, but also a source of growth and self-discovery. Acceptance of imperfections. Accepting our imperfections is the first step towards a full and fulfilling life. Acceptance does not mean resignation or passivity, but a conscious acknowledgement that we are all fallible. This recognition allows us to free ourselves from the unrealistic pressures of perfection imposed by society. For example, we often compare ourselves to others, thinking they lead perfect lives. However, by accepting that everyone has their own struggles and flaws, we can relieve the pressure we put on ourselves. By recognizing our own limitations and understanding that they are a natural part of the human condition, we begin to see our imperfections as opportunities to learn and grow rather than obstacles to be avoided. Moreover, acceptance allows us to live more authentically. When we stop trying to hide our flaws, we free ourselves from the masks we wear to impress others. This honesty with ourselves and others creates an environment of trust and authenticity where we can truly be ourselves. Self-compassion and self-care. Self-compassion is the practice of treating oneself with the same kindness and understanding we would offer a close friend. When faced with our imperfections, it is easy to be harsh and critical of ourselves. However, by practicing self-compassion, we can learn to be kinder and more patient, recognizing that everyone makes mistakes. This act of self-care strengthens us emotionally, allowing us to face challenges with greater resilience. Practicing self-compassion involves three main components: self-kindness, common humanity, and mindfulness. Self-kindness encourages us to be gentle and understanding with ourselves in times of suffering, instead of being severely self-critical. Common humanity reminds us that all human beings are imperfect, and that flaws are part of the shared experience of life. Finally, mindfulness allows us to be present with our feelings of suffering without exaggerating or suppressing them. By integrating these practices into our daily lives, we can cultivate a sense of well-being and inner peace. Self-compassion not only helps us deal with our own flaws, but also makes us more compassionate towards others, strengthening our connections and relationships. Growth through mistakes. Every mistake we make is an opportunity to learn and grow. Our imperfections teach us valuable lessons about ourselves and the world around us. By reflecting on our mistakes, we can identify areas that need improvement and develop skills and knowledge to overcome future challenges. This process of continuous learning transforms us, making us wiser and more capable of facing life's adversities. To turn mistakes into opportunities for growth, it is important to adopt a learning mindset. Instead of viewing mistakes as definitive failures, we can see them as valuable feedback. This change in perspective allows us to approach mistakes more constructively, seeking solutions and improvements rather than feeling defeated. For example, if we make a mistake at work, instead of blaming ourselves, we can analyze what went wrong and how we can prevent it from happening again. This process of reflection helps us develop a greater understanding of our actions and their consequences, promoting personal and professional growth. The journey of self-knowledge. Facing our imperfections is also a journey of self-knowledge. By recognizing and accepting our flaws, we become more aware of our values, motivations, and goals. This self-knowledge is crucial for personal development, as it allows us to align our actions with our deepest principles. By knowing ourselves better, we can live more authentically and meaningfully. Self-knowledge involves a deep exploration of who we are, including our strengths, weaknesses, values, and beliefs. This process can be challenging, as we often encounter aspects of ourselves that we prefer to ignore. However, by facing these parts of our personality, we can develop a more complete and balanced understanding of who we are. This understanding allows us to make more informed choices aligned with our values. For example, if we discover that we value creativity, we can seek opportunities that allow us to express that quality. By living according to our values, we experience a sense of purpose and fulfillment, contributing to our overall well-being. Transforming perspective. A change in perspective can transform how we face our imperfections. Instead of seeing mistakes as definitive failures, we can view them as part of the growth process. This mindset shift allows us to approach life with more optimism and determination. By adopting a positive view of our imperfections, we empower ourselves to pursue our goals with more courage and perseverance. To transform our perspective, it is helpful to practice gratitude and positive thinking. Gratitude helps us focus on the good things in our lives rather than fixating on the negatives. By recognizing and appreciating small victories and lessons learned, we can cultivate a more optimistic and hopeful outlook. Additionally, positive thinking involves reframing negative thoughts into positive ones. For example, instead of thinking, "I failed," we can think, "I learned something valuable." This change in perspective allows us to see the positive side of difficult situations, increasing our resilience and motivation. The strength of vulnerability. Admitting our imperfections is an act of vulnerability, and vulnerability is a source of great strength. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to genuine and meaningful connections with others. Vulnerability humanizes us and brings us closer, creating a sense of community and mutual support. By embracing our vulnerability, we cultivate the courage to be truly ourselves. Facing our imperfections is an ongoing journey of self-discovery and growth. By accepting our flaws with self-compassion and using our mistakes as opportunities for learning, we become more resilient and authentic. Mutual support and vulnerability strengthen our bonds and remind us that we are not alone in our struggles. Living in harmony with our imperfections frees us from the unrealistic pressures of perfection, allowing us to live more fully and meaningfully. May we all together embrace our imperfections and tread a path of growth and fulfillment. If you felt inspired by this message, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share your reflections in the comments. Together, we can spread Stoic wisdom and create a more resilient and virtuous world.